Before diving into this journey of self-discovery and relationship analysis, remember to hit like, subscribe, and comment to support the channel. Your interaction helps us continue providing valuable content that can guide you towards personal growth and deeper understanding of human connections. Have you ever felt uncertain about the people in your life, questioning whether they're truly there for you or simply taking advantage of your kindness? This confusion, though often hidden beneath the surface, is something many of us grapple with. It's like standing at a crossroads, unsure which path leads to genuine connections and which leads to people who only value you for what they can gain. Although our individual experiences are unique, the process of navigating relationships is a shared journey. We all strive to sort out who is authentic and who is merely pretending, wearing a mask of friendship or care for their own benefit. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, reflected on the importance of understanding the nature of the people we associate with. He believed that clarity about those around us is essential for personal peace and growth. In this exploration, we'll dive deep into subtle yet powerful signs that someone might be using you. These insights are not just random observations but are grounded in understanding human behavior and emotions, which are crucial in recognizing manipulation or insincerity. From one-sided conversations where your words seem to disappear into a void, to moments when your generosity is exploited, these behaviors often indicate a lack of genuine care. Yet, recognizing them can empower you to see beyond surface interactions. Why is all of this so important? Because you deserve relationships that uplift and support you, relationships that help you grow and bring out the best in you. It's not just about avoiding people who use you. It's about fostering and attracting relationships that are mutually rewarding and enriching. This journey isn't just about protecting yourself from being used, it's about seeking out the kinds of connections that contribute positively to your life and well-being. Everyone deserves connections that are built on respect, mutual support, and sincerity. Sometimes, it can start with something as simple as diminishing comments. These seemingly minor remarks can cut deeper than we realize. Have you ever shared an achievement, only to be met with a sarcastic, "That's it?" Or opened up about your dreams and had them belittled? These aren't just harmless jokes or casual remarks, they're subtle tools used to undermine your self-worth. They may seem small at first, but over time, they add up, creating self-doubt and making you feel less than you are. Stoicism teaches us to reflect on our emotional responses and to understand that our reaction is within our control. These comments are often more reflective of the speaker's own insecurities than any real flaw in you. By recognizing this, you gain power over the situation. You can choose not to let their words hold sway over your sense of self-worth. Another clear sign is when someone frequently breaks promises. Promises that are made easily but seldom kept are a red flag in any relationship. These broken commitments create a pattern of unreliability that speaks louder than any words. People who use you are often adept at crafting excuses and weaving elaborate stories to justify their failure to follow through. But over time, actions, or the lack thereof, speak for themselves. It's like being led through a series of beautiful blueprints for a future that will never be built. At some point, you need to ask yourself if this person is genuinely invested in you or simply keeping you around for their convenience. The Stoic approach teaches us to focus on reality and to see things for what they truly are, not for what we wish them to be. So when promises are consistently broken, it's essential to assess whether the relationship is based on mutual respect or if you're the one holding everything together. In healthy relationships, there is balance. Both parties contribute equally and support each other when needed. When someone's actions consistently fall short, it's a sign that they are not as committed to the relationship as they claim to be. It's not about being cynical or harsh, but rather being discerning about who deserves your trust and time. Another sign to watch out for is the presence of a one-sided dynamic, where you're constantly giving but receiving little in return. This is particularly evident when you're always the one who makes an effort, whether it's offering emotional support, financial help, or just being available whenever the other person needs something. But when you need support, the response is silence or indifference. This is a clear indication that you are undervalued in the relationship, and Stoicism reminds us that self-respect and mutual benefit are essential components of any healthy connection. You are not just a resource to be tapped into whenever someone else needs something, you deserve relationships that are reciprocal and balanced. Setting boundaries is crucial when you find yourself in such one-sided relationships. It's not selfish to protect your time, energy, and emotional well-being. In fact, it's an act of self-respect. It's easy to get trapped in the cycle of giving, especially if you're naturally generous, but at some point, you have to recognize when someone is taking advantage of your kindness. Real friends, real partners, or even colleagues will recognize and appreciate your efforts, and they will be there for you when you need them. Those who only show up when it's convenient for them are not adding value to your life, they're draining you. In relationships where there's a disregard for your emotions or needs, this imbalance becomes even more apparent. It might start subtly, with your words falling on deaf ears or your feelings being brushed aside. But over time, it becomes clear that this person doesn't really care about how you feel, they only care about what they can get from you. This isn't just thoughtlessness, it's a form of manipulation. By ignoring your emotional needs, they keep you in a position where you're always trying to earn their approval or attention. This kind of dynamic is toxic and damaging to your self-esteem. The Stoic way teaches us to stay calm and centered in the face of such manipulation. Recognizing that you have power over your mind and your reactions is the first step to breaking free from this kind of control. It's not your responsibility to fix or cater to someone who consistently disregards your feelings. You are worthy of respect and care, and you shouldn't have to fight for it in your relationships. If someone can't meet you halfway, it's time to reevaluate their role in your life. Emotional manipulation is another tactic often used by people who are trying to control you. They may alternate between praise and criticism, leaving you constantly questioning yourself and seeking their approval. This creates a dependency where your self-worth becomes tied to their validation. It's a subtle, insidious form of control that can be hard to recognize at first because it often masquerades as concern or care. But once you become aware of it, you can start to break free. Stoicism encourages us to remain self-aware and to not let others have control over our emotions. When you feel drained rather than uplifted after interactions with someone, it's a sign that something is off. This awareness is the first step toward reclaiming your power. Setting boundaries is crucial, and speaking up for your values is an important part of that process. When you recognize that someone is manipulating you, it's not about confrontation, it's about protecting your mental space and ensuring that you are surrounded by people who respect and support you. Your peace of mind is your most valuable possession, and it's worth guarding fiercely. A lack of genuine support is another major red flag. True relationships are built on mutual encouragement and care. If someone only shows up when times are good but disappears when you're facing challenges, it's a clear indication that they're not truly invested in you. These people see relationships as a convenience, something they engage in when it benefits them but abandon when the situation becomes too demanding. True support is not conditional, it's there through both the highs and the lows. Recognizing this pattern in your relationships can be painful, but it's essential for your well-being. You deserve people in your life who will stand by you, not just when it's easy, but when it really matters. Stoicism teaches us to value sincerity over convenience, and that lesson is critical when it comes to choosing who we allow into our inner circle. Genuine relationships are based on mutual support and respect, not on what someone can gain from being in your life. Ultimately, relationships should help us grow and thrive, not leave us feeling used or undervalued.